Good morning in the Wallapini. Here's one of the things that we do for some of the experiments that we're doing in here because we're trying new things all the time. So we left the old trellis here from last year, and you can see the old tomatoes vines that are still on here. I didn't remove them because in Mother Nature not a lot of stuff gets removed, which can cause extinctions and disasters if you don't remove things, because old dead plant material like this tomato vine, they need to be decomposed biologically, not chemically, but we're not going to go into that today. In Mother Nature, another thing we see is how plants get laid down. And you lay stuff down in Mother Nature, or Mother Nature does it by gravity. Plants fall down, and then they get decomposed naturally. This is what we're trying to mimic here to see what happens. And so far it's happening, and that's good. The earthworm count underneath this is high. There's a lot of earthworms down under here. The plants are growing, and the plants are growing a lot in here. We've weeded this 5 or 6 times right along this area, and the plants are coming out profusely, and we have to keep coming in here and weeding them. And so, see, there's an earthworm right there. So it's super fast, Like, we found him without even looking. So there's a lot of earthworms. Now, I just pulled the weed right here, and look at all those earthworms that were in the soil. So this is working. The soil is being rebuilt. We are absolutely regenerating new soils. The disappointing thing that has happened is I have planted green beans here 3 times, and they have not done well. If we look right here, there's a green bean plant. This is from my second planting. And then if we come this way, this is from my first planting, and it's starting to lengthen because these are pole beans. So you can see the crown right here, the top of the plant, and it's going to grow up. So this was from my very first planting. And I know it's my first planting because it's out here away from the pole about 2 inches. So here's the pole. And here's the plant, 2 inches away, it's coming up. So about every 6 to 8 inches, I planted a row here. And one came up about every 3 feet. So the green beans didn't like it. Over here, I know that this is my second planting because I planted them directly under the string. So here's the string, straight down, it's directly under. And these 2 came up. I put about 2 beans in each hole. But where are all the others? They're not coming good. So this has not worked very well. And this is experimental, so it's fine for it to not work well. My third planting, I brought the drill in, and you can see these circles. So all the way along here, here's a circle because I drilled down with my drill auger. And you've seen those in other videos, so that's why I'm not showing it today. And then I took the green beans and I put the green beans in here, and this is just a few days ago, but I didn't cover it with the native soil here. I took a handful of peat moss and I put on there. Normally I don't use store-bought products, but I did this time because I can't get the green beans to grow in this kind of an environment because it's experimental, it's no-till, there's all kinds of weird things going on here, like people walking on this pathway all the time. See how compacted this is? And their big old feet come over and they smash stuff down. So I put in a string right here. I've moved it to film right now, but this string is right here, and it comes out a foot from this to try to direct people, and you can see strings on both sides. This directs people to keep their large size feet off of my little tiny plants. So let's just investigate this and see what's happening. And so we're going to get a close-up here, and we're just going to move back the peat moss. Now, I have not watered this. This is just the moisture seeping in. And there's a green bean starting to grow right there, the white, right there. So we're going to keep investigating. So I've done enough gardening in my life that I can get things to grow, but sometimes you have to get tricky, especially when we're working with a mad scientist who's trying all kinds of new things. Okay, here's my second one right there. So I have 100% germination there. Let's check this hole here. So I think this is going to work. Okay, so let me remove this so the angle of the camera can catch this. So there's one there, just germinating, coming up. And they're white because they haven't hit the sun. And there's our other one right there. So there's our 2 beans, 100% germination. It's not my seed. I knew my seed was good when I've been planting. And then we're just barely going to cover that. Not very much. So that's good. So that's a good seed check to see what's happening in here. So, do the green beans want a tilled soil to grow in? What do they want? Why aren't they growing here? I think the main reason they're not growing here is because the soil is compacted out here. It's not working very good, even underneath where the earthworms are working it. This soil just has not reached a functioning state. And if you just go poke a hole random anywhere in nature, or in where man has destroyed nature, like right here where we're walking all the time, and we have rotting things. Where you have rotting things, you can have anaerobic conditions under a pile like this. And so there could be a lot of different types of disease in here. So there could be a lot of problems. So we're playing with how to grow things even when there's a lot of problems. We're certainly aware that these problems existed before we planted. We're just trying lots of new things. So my third planting, I think they're going to come up and grow. We just have to educate the 16 size feet to stay off of little tiny plants that get crushed and smashed. I know that happened a few times because we have a lot of visitors that come in here to tour this. And I've seen them step on them, and I cringe and I scream, and then I smile, and I'm very kind, and I don't protect my plants because I want people to buy my book. That's not actually true. That was supposed to be a joke. Hopefully this helps you to figure out weird things when plants don't grow.